This is the plaintiff, Steve Bolin. He says the defendant stole his Kawasaki Special Edition 1500cc motorcycle, and he can't seem to get the louse to give it back. He did some background digging on the guy, discovered he has 2 rap sheets, and definitely needs the judge's help in getting the defendant to give back the $2,500 he's owed. This is the defendant, Webster Murray. He says he and the plaintiff had a deal. He would pay to get the guy's motorcycle out of the police impound and keep it. And in return, he would give him a good deal on a truck or van at his car dealership. A deal is a deal. He has no idea why the plaintiff's done an about-face by filing this lawsuit. But he knows one thing for darn sure, and that is he doesn't owe him any money. He's accused of robbing a guy blind.
Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Steve Bolin.
Yes, ma'am.
You are suing Webster Murray for $2,500, the value of a motorcycle you say he essentially stole from you, and won't return. Tell me what's going on.
Well, June 11th, I got pulled over on 41 Highway riding my motorcycle.
This is in what town?
Hillsborough County.
That's where Tampa, St. Pete, Florida?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And I realized my motorcycle endorsement was expired, so they impounded my motorcycle.
Okay.
They locked me up for 10 days. I got out
What'd they lock you up for, though?
for no license.
Oh, I knew it was more than the expired tag. All right, so not having a license or driving on a suspended license?
Not having a license on me.
So I was a Florida judge for a while.
Um,
All right,
got
a little
it.
more
I
to
got-
that story. Was there a DUI involved?
no, ma'am.
And you had never had a Florida license?
No, ma'am.
And did you have a license in some other state?
Tennessee.
Okay, so go on.
So I got out 2 weeks later. I met Mr. Murray at a family restaurant on 41 Highway. And he was talking to another gentleman about buying his car. I told him might have
Buying whose car?
some Mexican guy. I don't
But
know.
he's going to buy the Mexican fellow's car?
Well, he was talking to him about it.
Okay.
So the Mexican guy wanted
So you're
to sell it.
overhearing?
Yes, ma'am.
You don't know him?
I don't know him.
Okay.
So I told him, I said, I got a situation you might be interested in. I showed him a picture of my bike. He said, I'll call you back tomorrow.
What were you offering to him to do?
Just to get my motorcycle out of impound so the price won't keep going up on me.
Right, and then in return, you would do what for him?
I'm supposed to get him $1,050 by August 5th,
How much was the impound fee at that point?
$783.
So in return for him paying the $783 today, you were going to pay him $1,000?
50 to get the motorcycle back within 30 days.
Okay, so go on.
July the 10th, the guy I bought the bike from took me over there to retrieve my motorcycle. I had the money to get it. Mr. Murray had moved. He didn't call me, didn't let me know
5 days later and he'd moved?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
He didn't let me know where he'd moved to. He didn't call and let me know to where I could come to
Wait,
retrieve my bike.
before you get there, do you go with him to get the bike out of him? But you have to because
Yes,
you're the
ma'am.
owner, right?
I went to it with him with Larry Ray. He was the original owner. I bought the bike from him.
And you hadn't registered the bike in your name yet?
I only had it 1 week before I went to jail.
Well, what were you waiting for in that 1 week? Well, why hadn't you registered it yet?
I hadn't had the money.
The idea is you're supposed to that. See, now the plot thickens. Now you're driving you don't have registration for the thing. So is he a friend of yours, by the way?
Which one?
Larry Ray.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so then in order to get the bike out, Larry Ray has to go to the impound.
Right.
So it's you, Larry Ray, and,
Mr. Webster.
okay. And the bike is out of impound, and who takes the bike at that moment? Mr. Webster.
Mr.
And
Webster.
the plan
took
is
it.
that in 10 days or whatever it was, you
30
would
days.
have 25% interest or whatever that is.
Right.
And how are you going to get that money? If you didn't have
Already.
700 on day one, how are you going to have 1,000 something on day 10?
The original guy that sold me the bike, he loaned me the money to go get it back from Mr. Webster.
Okay, so he loans you. Why didn't he just loan you the money on at the day of the 700?
He was out of state.
Who was Larry Ray?
No, Larry Ray was in town.
Why didn't Larry Ray just loan you is there some other original guy when you said the original guy?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. All right. So now the bike is in his possession. 5 days pass.
We went to retrieve the motorcycle July the 10th. Find out Mr. Murray had moved. Didn't call me and let me know that he is moving.
So how'd you get a hold of him finally?
People's Court got a hold of him.
Okay, so what would happen is that, how do you know he moved, though?
I went over to where we took the motorcycle. The grass had grown up and the house was empty.
Oh, my goodness. Mr. Murray, what is going on?
Yes, I actually did meet Mr. Bolin at the restaurant that morning. I was speaking with another fella about a car. I just happened to go in to get a carry out, and the guy went to start talking to me about a car, so I was holding a conversation with him. Well, Steve overheard the conversation and came over. Asked me was I was interested in a motorcycle. And I said, well, not really. What kind is it? And so what I did, I went down and took a look at it. I told him I'll get back.
I don't understand. What, am I the only person who thinks this is the strangest story?
Well, it's a strange story, really.
Okay, so you're at a takeout and some guy says, have I got a deal for you? And then not only does he say that, which is shocking, but you don't say, get away from me, I don't know you, which is also shocking.
Well,
so you're both actually...
Well, let me say, you know, if somebody walked up to me and had a good business proposition and...
That's not a good business proposition. That's a person who's destitute and desperate, who you get a chance to take advantage of.
No, it's not.
Well,
that
then what
case.
was the plan? Tell me what the deal
plan
was. What was the good business deal?
The good business deal was, and it is, as of now, he hadn't followed through.
Well, it's great now because you got a motorcycle and you left town.
The business, no, I hadn't left town. Okay, the business deal and proposition was that I would go ahead and buy the motorcycle, and he was interested in the pickup truck.
Wait,
or
buy
van.
the motorcycle from whom?
Steve Bolin. Okay.
For how much?
It was me to get it out of impound. He didn't
That's not buying the motorcycle. That's just you paying for impound.
Okay, but this is what it was, because I made it clear to him that I wasn't going to pay any more for it. What he said to me, he didn't want the motorcycle. He needed a truck or a car was the motivation of his proposition to me to take the motorcycle, give him a good deal on a pickup truck or a van.
I don't understand. What do you do for a living?
This is just something that was really actually, my family has a transportation company.
What kind of transportation?
Trucking and export sales.
Right, but how are you going to get him a good deal on a truck?
Because I do have business colleagues that has cars.
So let me see if I've got this straight.
And wholesale
You're
cars.
saying that what this stranger came up to you and proposed was, I got a bike in impound. You can have it if one day you figure out a way to get me a good deal on a truck that I want to buy?
It wasn't a one.
Is that it?
The deal was that he was going to get a car or either a pickup truck for $600 or $700. He just wanted something transportation. You can't buy that on a car lot.
And how did you do your side of the bargain? Tell me what you did to achieve your side of the bargain.
To achieve it? Meaning?
Yeah, what? my English isn't good enough for you?
No, you mean change the bargain.
I mean, you're saying something that I find unbelievable.
Okay.
Completely and totally, completely unbelievable. That's how so I want to try to believe you.
Okay.
I don't want to think that you raise your hand to God, swear to tell the truth, and are a liar. I don't want to think that. I'm trying. Don't. Lord knows I'm trying.
Okay, all right.
I'm trying desperately to make sense of what you are saying.
Okay, what I want to say, I'll make this very much clear. I'm sorry if I didn't.
Where's the good deal? What did you do for the deal?
The truck and the van, I have a colleague that I buy for also. They sell used cars and trucks, okay? I myself, as a colleague, can get a vehicle that will be worth maybe $1,500 for around $700 to $800.
Says who? That's just flapping gums.
No.
Where's the deal?
Well,
show me how you got that deal for him.
We didn't put that in writing. He said that once he got the money, it was a verbal agreement. He was to get the monies together, the $600 or $700, and call me and say, "Hey, listen, I have my money
and so what
to purchase." He never called about the purchaser. He called me up to say he wanted the motorcycle back. Well, that wasn't the deal, and I wasn't going to turn around on the agreement that we made because I took care of the proper.
Tell me, my friend, you and Larry Ray go down with him, a complete stranger who you know nothing about, and the title is in Larry Ray's name still?
It was, yes,
but it was
ma'am.
signed over to you, and you hadn't registered it.
Right.
Where's the title?
The title was
You gave a blank title to a guy you knew 5 minutes. It's not sounding so good right now when I put it that way, does it? Right?
No, ma'am.
Do you have a picture of the bike?
Yes, ma'am.
So according to you, you go there and he moved. Did you move?
No.
Okay.
Same house.
Why is he saying that the house was empty?
That's not true. That's not true.
Okay.
That's not true.
Show me your paperwork, Mr. Murray.
Okay.
Where's that bike now, Mr. Murray?
The bike, excuse me, Joe. The bike was never in his name to start with, and the gentleman Larry Ray.
He said that.
The gentleman Larry Ray never signed it over to Steve Bolin at any point in time. He explained to me, whatever you need to do your proper paperwork, you can't trust this guy, is what he told me.
I don't know what that means.
Larry told me
I
not
heard
to trust
what you
it.
said. I don't know what you mean.
Well, what I mean
Larry
is-
was doing him a favor by going down there so that the bike can be taken out of hock. If Larry hates him like you're talking about, he just doesn't go. He doesn't.
Well, even Stephen told me he hated Larry and not to trust Larry. They was both feuding with each other. And I told him, well, I'm not going to get in the middle of this fight. I'm just going to make sure I do the legal.
How'd you get the title? Who physically gave you the title? He did?
No, Larry gave me the titles, which was the title holder, the legal owner.
Okay,
gave
and
it to me.
so are you suggesting he signed it over at that
signed it over
moment?
to me. He
signed it over to him earlier?
No, he never signed it over to Steve.
Do you have do you have a statement
Yes,
from
I do.
Larry? Do you have a statement from Larry?
I don't have a statement from Larry, but I have a bill of sales where Larry signed it, and Steve Bolin also signed witnessing that he gave me a bill of sales. And it's witnessed at the bottom at what the impound yard signed, witnessing also the transaction that we had made.
And welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. Would you make a deal with an absolute stranger on the spot if you knew that person was loaded?
I probably would.
You would?
Yes.
You were just enticed by the money.
I would ask him a couple questions and then make the deal.
What's your name? How tall are you? Let's make the deal.
Yes.
Got your point?
I'd like to know more. I mean, I'd ask some questions too. I mean, the money's enticing, but I'd like to know more about who I'm dealing with.
Fair enough, Ed, ma'am.
I'd have to look at his shoes and how he's dressed, first of all.
Wait a minute. I got to tell you, of all of the comments, that probably says more than anything.
The shoes say it all.
The shoes say a lot, right?
Shoes say a lot.
I got shoes without socks on. Okay, going inside the courtroom.
He says that this is a bill of sale written by Larry Ray selling the motorcycle to him for $783. Does that look familiar? It purports to have your signature on the bottom as a witness.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, why was that done?
Because he said he wanted to have it all legal before we went any further with it.
Weren't you worried that if you're signing over a title to the guy and you're signing a bill of sale that says you're selling a motorcycle for $783, that the guy might say, what you talking about? That's my motorcycle. Nobody, not you, not Larry Ray, nobody actually thought that there might end up being a problem?
No, ma'am.
This has to be the dumbest thing you've ever done.
I agree.
I hope. I just, here's the thing, My job really isn't that hard. I have to try to figure out who's telling me the truth, and I just can't, I don't care how much seasoning I put on it, I cannot swallow what you're telling me.
Okay.
That someone would seek you out and say, please, if you just do this for me. You know what makes sense? Somebody who's desperate hears you talking about how you got cash. Somebody says, if you just pay $783 in 10 days, I'll have X amount, which is usurious and loan shark kind of money. And then you decide, this thing is pretty neat. Look at this. I've got a title. I've got the bill of sale I made. And then you just eat it. Because the idea that somebody, if he's going to not have anything for his motorcycle, he'll just let it go. Just not have anything for his motorcycle. But you're telling me he did all that so that I could sell him a car at a good price, which is not you doing anything. Because what's a good price? Who's to decide what's a good price? Show me anything, an affidavit from the people who are going to give you why would somebody else give you a car worth $1,500 for $600? I mean, do you understand how screwed up your story is and what a liar you look like? Because you are so slick. Sabes nadar sin mojarte la ropa. You know what that means? You're so slick, you swim and you don't even get wet.
I'm sorry if it comes across that way, but the deal is as solid as I'm telling you right now. Is that the agreement
he
was,
just wanted you desperately to have his motorcycle and he wouldn't get anything in return. Come on, man. Come on. He's desperate to get his bike back. He walks up to a complete stranger for help because he's desperate to get his bike back to him, not desperate for a stranger to have his bike. $2,500 verdict for the plaintiff. And I'll tell you what else. You think that perhaps I should deduct from that $783 or maybe $1,050. Because if I believe that the original deal was really that, then why don't you get your money? I'll tell you why. Because under Florida law, when you charge 409% interest on money, you don't get to claim the principal or the interest. You forfeit the debt. So the entire $2,500 verdict for the plaintiff.
That's a sad look.
So the plaintiff gets the decision here, and here's the defendant. How do you think you look to the people watching in that courtroom?
Well, I'm hoping that it didn't send off the wrong impression. It's just that I've done the proper paperwork that I was supposed to do legally to protect myself, and now it seems as I was wrong for doing so.
Well, it looks like you took advantage of somebody because you could.
Well,
What it looks like.
the total deal was that I would go ahead and get the motorcycle and sell him a truck or a car because that's what he said he wanted. He didn't want the motorcycle. That
Yeah,
was
but
those
where's
was
the
the
truck
words.
or car deal? Where
He
is
hadn't
it?
came up with the $500-600,
He got nothing.
and whenever he comes up with the money to purchase that, then he can get the vehicle.
Okay.
So the deal is still on the table. It's not that I'm trying to take advantage.
Okay. All right, so come on in here. You satisfied how the judge bails you out of this situation here?
Happy.
Yeah. What do you think took place here?
Well, he's outside saying he owned a car lot and he was going to buy another guy's car. So I asked him if he'd get my bike out of the
Just
impound.
out of the clear blue sky, you just picked him out and asked
Yes,
him.
ma'am. Yes, sir.
Good idea?
Good idea. It'd come out in court. I won.
All right, Harvey.
Okay, Kurt, you know what? The amount of interest that you can charge varies from state to state and even varies in terms of the type of transaction that you're dealing with. So either go online or you might even want to consult a lawyer. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.